Hi, welcome back to Wisdom from the Angels. This is Carolyn, and I'm so glad that you came back today. And I hope that you and your family are doing well, staying safe, and that everyone is in the best of spirits and health. Okay, today we're going to get started. I've already blessed the cards and pulled them. I've already called in the angels. So I'm going to start with and I want you to really get comfortable because today's message, I saw what it was as I was pulling the cards, and it's a pretty interesting message. But I think it's a message that is perfect for the times that we are having and what we're going through. Before I get into the message, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the like button so that you can hit the like button so I can move up on the YouTube platform, and hit the bell so that you can get notifications. I don't date my readings because they resonate when it's time for you to hear them. Okay? Also, if you hear two little doggies in the background, those are mine, Lady and Coco. They have full run of the house, and sometimes they decide to go and visit their friends at the window, and they may get a little rambunctious in their barking. So I apologize up front for that. Okay? You might also hear outside noises because I have the windows open. It's really a nice day here in Central Coast of California, and I love to get fresh air every day. All right? And I hope that you can do the same too. All right, so let's get into the cards that came out for today. Let me put on my glasses first. So the card that fell out today was the Angel of Forgiveness. Okay? And it says, I forgive myself, I forgive everyone. Forgiveness is my freedom. A powerful feeling of freedom emerges when we are open our hearts to forgiveness. Forgiving others is the first step to forgiving. Forgiving ourselves is the first step to forgiving others. We can learn to accept ourselves and others as we really are at the present. The greatest power of healing is in forgiving. With the soul's help, we can forgive anyone who has hurt us. Forgiveness teaches us about the great law of cause and effect and opens our minds to divine mercy. So that's the overriding theme for today. It's about forgiveness. Okay? And so some other cards fell out with it at the same time. I started not to take them, and Spirit said, nope, take them. So I did. The next card is the Angel of Blessing. I am blessed in many ways, and I bless all that I have. To be aware and open to our true selves is the greatest blessing of all. When we are blessed, all around us participate in it. Blessings never come for just one. Bless and hold sacred all that you are just now. And the next angel message was the Angel of Surrender. I surrender joyfully to God's love. Is that clear? The message is, I surrender joyfully to God's love in my heart. And God can be whatever name you'd like to attach to it. I'm simply reading what's on the cards. I typically will say the universe because I do believe in a universal force and a universal consciousness. Yes, I was raised first as an Israelite and then as a Christian, and then I became aware of the Buddhist tradition. So I wouldn't say I'm religious. I am spiritual, and I do practice. I do have my own specific spiritual practice. Okay? And the next card is the Angel of Grace. There we go. Yeah, I got a little paper cut yesterday, so sorry for the boo-boo. The message is, each moment is an opportunity to reveal a miracle. Wow. Grace is a wonderful quality of the Spirit. When it is manifested in our lives, it brings the energy that uplifts our vibrations and clears the inner barriers. To be in a state of grace is to put into practice the certainty that if we knock, the door will open, and if we ask, it will be given unto us. The other card that comes out is card number 11, Our Lady of Manifest Miracles. Now, we had this card yesterday, and this card we're going to get into, but look up the number 11 because I started my channel. I said I'm going to start my channel on the day that Spirit tells me to get up and start it. And I had done a taping, I had taped the video back in, well, it was right before Easter. And I was going to dedicate it to the sacredness of Easter. Sorry about that, thought I turned off my phone. To the sacredness of the holiday. And I got ready to upload it and I heard, nope, not now. And I thought, well, I'm going to do it anyway. As things work in my life, the video went missing. And it stayed missing for 3 weeks. I called Apple. They said, yeah, we can see you did it. We can see where it is. But they didn't even know where it was. They couldn't figure it out. They said, that's weird because it's not showing up on the cloud. So, okay, so the gerbils are at work again, or Spirit was. And then I got up one day and I said, I'm going to do it today. And Spirit said, no, you're not. Go ahead and try, go ahead and do videos and start getting used to how to do them. But not going to be able to upload it. And I tell you, every time I tried to do it throughout the month of May, something weird would happen. One day I heard this week will be the week that you put out your first video. And I thought, okay, all right, sure. June 10th, I started this channel. And if you take all the numbers of the month June, which is a 6, the 10th, which when you add it together becomes a 1, and then you take 2020, which becomes a 4, and add 6, 1, and 4, you get the master number 11, which is a master number, and you can look it up online. I'm not going to try and interpret it for you because what I may interpret it as may not resonate with you. Our Lady of Manifest Miracles is number 11. Number 35 is Our Lady of Divine Direction. Okay, and I'm going to pull another. Well, let's first get into this particular. So I'm using 2 different decks today, the Mother Mary Oracle, which I've shown you before, and the Angel Meditations. These are the 2 decks that for this week, for some reason, I'm being called to use 2 days in a row, which hasn't happened before. So I'm going to take this as a sign from the universe that it is important for me to use those two decks. The other angel that's on the bottom of the deck is the Angel of Courage. My heart is open and full of courage, and I have a story about the word courage, but I'll tell you after I do the reading. So the first card was the Angel of Forgiveness. And a lot of times we look at forgiveness as having done something wrong. Someone has, and the old thought was right or wrong, black or white. There's no gray area there. As we've advanced from 3D to 5D, we find that there is a gray area. And that gray area can be seen as forgiveness, as a way of healing ourselves, a way of healing anything that is in conflict within our lives. Because what was the message yesterday? Harmony. And now that we have stepped into a new energy, we have turned the corner. We have gone from 3D to 5D. We've gone from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. We have done all of these shifts, and the universe is supporting us at this time. We're not fighting against the universal energies. Now is a good time. Think about those people from your past. Make a list if you need to. Think about all the situations that you've been in. Start to look at them. And you might even do people in one column, situations in another column, circumstances in another column. You might even do it on different pieces of paper, depending upon your life experience. And start thinking about maybe who hurt me. Who has hurt me in my life? And just write it down. And start to really look at Now, what do I want to do about it? Do I want to stay in that pain? Do I want to carry that burden? When I'm working with clients, I'm also a life coach, as well as an energy healer and a energy intuitive. So I have different skills, and I was working with a client, and they said, I can't forgive. I just can't forgive it. It is just no. I'm in too much pain to forgive. And I said, okay, you have a choice. You don't have to ever forgive anyone for anything. And she looked at me and she was like, oh. I said, let me ask you this. Let's look at the emotions that are coming up for you when you even think about the word forgiveness. And she said, well, I'm pissed. I'm angry. I want to get revenge, and I want. And she went down a laundry list of emotions. I said, now sit with that. Look at that. Imagine that they're rocks. And sometimes when I'm working, when I used to have an office in Washington, D.C., right off of DuPont Circle, I used to have rocks. And I'd say, okay, pick up a rock and put it in the backpack. Now put that backpack on. Because that symbolizes the energy that you're carrying around with you every single day. You carry that energy with you when you're out with family, when you're with friends, when you're by yourself. Do you really want to hold on to that energy? Because holding on to that energy may feel like, oh, I'm the better person because I don't have to forgive, because forgiveness isn't for me. You can feel like that all you want to, but at the end of the day, that other person that you may feel has wronged you has gone on with their life. They have no idea that you are upset with them. They have no idea that you are still holding on to this. And over time, it can start to feel like you're holding on to grudges. Over time, holding on to unforgiveness and not allowing yourself to get clear of that energy can cause in your body dis-ease. I don't know about you, but I don't like being sick. And disease is not a word that I am going to attach to my life, okay? I have a little agreement with the universe. Anyway, and thinking of forgiveness, think about it. People say, well, it's a gift for you, but what kind of gift is that? It's a gift of healing. When you forgive, you heal. When you forgive and you can find it in your heart to let it go, you will find yourself feeling lighter. I promise you will. And you may have to do it over and over and over and over and over again. And it could be relationships you're forgiving. It could be situations you're forgiving. It could be circumstances that you're forgiving. But I can tell you that you can feel better by forgiving. I can give you a situation in my own life. As a young girl, I moved because my father died and my mother was a shadow in my life. And I moved to live with my uncle and his family on Long Island, New York. And there was a young lady there that I had met previously, and we got along great. We were friends. We wrote back and forth to each other. And when I arrived, she said, ugh, I'm going to make your life hell. She literally said that to my face. Mind you, this is someone I sat next to in the choir on Sundays. Our families knew each other. It's a small little town. Not that many black people. I think my graduating high school class was either 68 or 86 people. And out of that was maybe 8 African Americans. And only 2 of us took the college track, but I won't get off track here. And every fall, every spring, there was some situation that this young lady would start, either a rumor or something else. She would just do something. And she had her little posse, and she would send her minions out and say, so-and-so said so-and-so and so about you. You ain't even thinking about these people. And I remember once they tried to push me and my friend down some stairs at high school. And these were some pretty unforgiving stairs. These were concrete stairs. And as they went to push us, Spirit told me to move aside. And as I moved aside, the young lady kept going. And she got hurt. And over time, we knew to leave them alone. Not because we thought we were better than they were, but I didn't want to be around all of that. That wasn't me. That's not who I am. And I knew that at an early age. Fast forward, 40 years later, I moved to the same city she's in, Washington, D.C. I've gone to a class reunion. I saw that she was there, and I saw some of the bullies at the class reunion. Some couldn't look at me in the face. Some didn't realize who I was until I had been there, and they were like, "Oh, Carolyn," and then they got super nervous, and I was like, "Hi, how you doing?" Because I let that stuff go. So I meet this one young lady who works in D.C. for lunch, and I thought, well, you know what? I'll take her out. And she, at the last minute, said, "Oh no, I got to work from the office. So can you come to my job?" And I thought, Spirit said she's nervous to see you. So I went. I took her a bouquet of flowers, and I thanked her because of all of the situations that I was put in, with all the energy that they brought. I used it to shape a better version of me by not holding on to the grudge, by not staying in that energy. Because when you look on the scale of vibrational energy, unforgiveness, grudges, revenge, victim is at the bottom of the list. And there you can find it online. Hawkins has a vibrational list. But at the top is joy, enlightenment. Who doesn't want to be happy? I did, and I chose that for myself. So it was easy for me to let go of the energy and of the circumstances and of the people, because I was also on the page of perhaps they did not know what they were doing. Maybe they were blindly following this young lady. And she said to me, she said, "I'm so sorry I made your life a living hell, and I knew I was doing it, but I wanted to be part of the group." Start to practice forgiveness. You can go online. There are many ways, or if you'd like, you can sign up at a workshop that I'm going to be doing next month, and I'll get back with all those details later. And we're going to be doing a workshop. I'm going to be doing it with my friend who is also my master teacher for one of the healing modalities I learned, and we became friends. We're going to be doing a workshop where we're focused around you wanting to live a bigger life. Because as long as you're holding on to low vibrational energy of victim, of unforgiveness, of revenge, of wanting to get back at someone, that's hurting you. It's not hurting the other person. I think it's the Buddha who says, it's like you taking poison and expecting the other person to die. Or you holding on to a hot cold and expecting it to burn the other person. That's not how it works. Be forgiving. Forgive in your life. And I'm not saying do it frivolously. I'm not saying someone hurt you and you have to turn right around and forgive them. But the more you do it, the easier you'll start to see that it works. We got the wrong message growing up about forgiveness. When we were children and say someone took your toy and the other person, "I want my toy back," and you were made to say, "I'm sorry," and the other person said, "Apology accepted," and then you went back to playing as if nothing happened. For children, they can do that. As adults, we don't do it like that. But we got the message then that someone has to be blamed. Someone has to pay a price. Someone has to be punished. Someone has to be wrong. That's not what forgiveness is about. Okay? Start to really look within. If you're not sure how to do forgiveness, send me an email. We can set up a session, and I can lead you through some steps. There are different practices that can be used. I use the Hawaiian practice of healing called Ho'oponopono. And I promise you, it does help you to start to release a lot of the pain that you've been carrying around. And your conversation can shift from one of, he did that to me, they did that to me, I don't have this, I don't have that, lack mentality, into one of abundance. You know, I am in my power. I am having a great day. I am one with the universe. Those are very different sentences than they did me wrong. They treated me poorly. They, yeah. Stop telling the old stories. We're in 5D energy now, people. Those old stories it's time to leave them in the past. And it's time to step out. It's like leaving an old outfit in the past. Put on some new clothes. Put on a whole new perspective. Shift your vibration so that you can remain in a healthy, happy, prosperous place. Okay? So with that, I was going to talk to you about the angel of courage. So, in my family, I purchased a dog, and the breeder had already named the first one, and her name is Lady. So she became Lady Joy. I called back to get her a companion from her litter, and she said, I have 2 left. Jenna, I said, I can't take Jenna. That's my goddaughter's name. And she said, okay. She says, well, the other one is a male, and it's Courage. And I thought, okay, send Courage over. Well, about 10 days after Lady came in, walks Courage. Mind you, Lady was not happy to see him. And over the next couple of weeks, he got into trouble a couple of times, just doing things that little puppies do. And at some point, I couldn't get his name out. And all I could get out was Coco. And I told him, from now on, that's your new name. So he's Coco Courage. But he was a welcome addition to our family. He has taught us a lot about being humble, being kind, being sweet. So has Lady. If you listen to your animals and you start to really to notice their nature, they're very forgiving. We can yell at them, we can fuss at them, we can be in the crankiest of moods, and they still love us. Perhaps we should start to follow their example. So for today, I leave you with that thought. May you know peace beyond all understanding. Namaste and blessings. Bye for now.